necessarily any age particular ages that the TAT is made for. It tends to not be appropriate for younger children, and the themes tend to be less consistent with people that are older. So in order to do that, there's a children's apperception test, which has themes that are better for children, usually between the ages of 3 and 10. So considering that you can give this to somebody as young as 3, it expands the range, and like you can give a projective storytelling task really to anyone that is even remotely verbal. I really can't see how a 3-year-old would be able to give you much, but I also don't know a lot about children. So it says that you can actually use it in conjunction with other TAT cards. So a lot of people will do that because they're pulling for specific themes. The way it's originally conceived, it's like, oh, this is for children that are in the, like in terms of Freud, psychosexual stages of development, the oral stage. So these, whereas I guess the other, the TAT is supposed to be more like potentially like including everything, but all the way to more psychosexually developed and a lot of Oedipal issues, a lot of peer relationships. This one is supposed to be specific to the oral problems. That includes like sibling rivalry, attitudes towards parental figures. There are only 10 cards. Usually they're all given if you're only doing the CAT. But there are 2 different versions. There's the Cat H, which uses human figures. Usually that's the one that is given. And then there's also the Cat or Cat A sometimes, which uses animal figures. The idea is that sometimes if things are very difficult for children to project onto humans, it'll be easier for them to project little furry creatures. Usually there's no validity showing that it's better to give animal figures, so usually people just give the human one. Also, there's a supplement to the cat, which is supposed to be like bring out other issues that are not brought out but the 10 original cards. And also there's a senior apperception technique. Notice that it's not called a test, it's called senior apperception technique. That's because there's actually been a lot of issues about can you, like if you're not using norms, how can you call this a test? So this one's called a technique. We'll see that again when we talk about the Roberts. It's usually used for people ages 65 and over. That's 16 different cards. And it has very specific themes. If you've seen the cards, these are really, really sad. Because the themes that it pulls are loneliness, uselessness, illness, death, helplessness, self-esteem. So, not necessarily happy older adults. Okay, so that's it about these. I say we take a sort of 10-minute break now, and then we come back at 2:30, and then we'll finish the rest up.